Myself Jayashree Jain, Assistant Professor, CSE Department, AKGC Ghaziabad. Today we are going to understand the topic, that is web services in cloud computing. So firstly we will understand what are the web services. So basically this is the introduction. What is the web services? Basically web services are those services in which what we are going to provide to our client as a service. Means as we know, in over the cloud everything is as a service. So if we want to provide the client a service kind of thing, then we have to firstly publish it on the web. So as we know, there are various business running in the market, and each and every organization have different kind of using the different kind of tools or platform to develop their applications. So if they want to communicate with each other, if they want to share their applications with each other, then they have a common, they have to understand, they have to fulfill or they have to upload their app onto a common platform. So that common platform is the web. So they have to publish their applications over the web, so that there is a common kind of interface and they can share their services to each other, and that is also compatible with the other tools that other organization is using. So basic fundamental is that. So web services are very much important for a business organization if they are using the various kind of tools, so that they can make their applications compatible to each other. Fine. So this is the basic idea behind the web services, so that there is no problem between the applications communication, because it is very difficult for the different applications to communicate with one another. So we have to share the resources in a coordinated way. So this is a basic idea behind this. As we can see in this slide with the help of the example, that if there is a one travel agency, that is like we use the Make My Trip app for reservation, for flight reservation or for train reservation or hotel bookings, and for flight reservation there is airline website also is there. So this agency have to tie up with this airline agency, so that if anyone want to book their flight, then they have to firstly go to that status of the from the airline website, that what is the status, what seat is free and what is the occupied seat. So if this flight information and booking application is programmed in C, and this agency is using the application that is programmed in Java, so there is a seamless interaction. There is a problem because Java program cannot be compatible with the C programming. So how they interact with each other, how these applications can retrieve or share their data with each other. So this is a basic problem that can be resolved using the service oriented computing. Basically in web services we use the service oriented computing. Fine. So this is the problem, and there is a mismatch in the operating system, in the language, in the platform. So we have to overcome this problem using the web services. So see in this slide we can easily see the difference, because their applications are converted into the service, and this agency have also converted their application into the service. So this service can be they can easily request and response kind of way, they can interact with each other, and their application information or data can be easily shared. So this is the basically service versus the web service. Services are going to convert into the web service now. So basically we can say, if we are talking about the web service, so basically what are the characteristics or features of the web services that any organization or application have to be adopted. So basically we can say web services are what? Web services are self-contained modules. Self-contained in the sense because they can be described, they can be published or located and orchestrated and programmed with using the XML. Basic fundamental is that any web service, if we want to convert any application into the web services or want to host our applications on the web, So we have to firstly convert into the XML based technology. We have to program our applications or convert our application into the XML based technology, because web services can only be provide the interface with the help of XML technology. This is a web language. Fine. So this is a common language. So we have to program it. We have to convert our services or webs services and resources into the XML based technologies over a network. So service provider are the organizations that provide the service implementation. So like the cloud service provider are like IBM, Amazon, Google, Microsoft. They all have to convert their services, like if we are taking platform as a service, if we are taking infrastructure as a service, so yeah, software as a service. So they all have to convert their services into the XML platform. They have to upload, they have to convert it into the XML technology firstly. Then they have to they can easily post, they can easily host, or they can easily register their services over the web. So this is a main fundamental. And service clients are what? Service clients are end users which are taking the service. Provider will provide the service and service client will consume the service or take the service. And service aggregators are the organization which will combine all the service provider services into one platform. Means if we want platform as a service also, infrastructure as a service also, and software as a service also, if we want all kind of service together, so client we can easily provide a client a kind of catalog, a kind of interface, so that each service provider get interact to each other or make a federation of each other, and their services get combined, and we provide a client a common platform, so that client need not to be moved to the different vendors to take the services. All kind of services the client easily take from one single website, one single platform. So service aggregators are the organization that consolidate multiple services, into a single orchestrated services offering that is commonly known as a business process. So this is commonly known as a business process, in which aggregators combine all the multiple services into one platform, into one website. Next is service oriented architecture. As I already told you, those web services have to follow the service oriented computing. So there is a architecture that is called service oriented architecture, that is a logical way of designing a software system to provide a service. As I already told, they have to firstly convert their services or their resources into the XML platform. So XML, through XML they can design their software application or over the web, so that they can provide their services to the either the end user applications or other service organizations or service organization that are distributed to a network. Fine. So basic fundamental is that behind the web services, firstly the service is going to be converted into the XML based technologies, and they have to register their domain over there, and when the services get posted over the web, then they can share their data or applications over other organizations. Fine. So what are the different perspective we can say with respect to service provider, with respect to service requester or service registry? And there are two perspective, business perspective and technical perspective. So if we see what is the perspective of service provider with respect to business and with respect to technical. So as we can see, the basic perspective of service provider is, business perspective is what? What is the provider? Provider is what? Who is the owner of the service. And as a technical perspective, we can see it is a platform that hosts the services. Fine. So service provider एक host है that is providing the web services, and business perspective is which is the owner of the service. And what is a consumer or requester? Consumer requester is what? Where business that requires certain functionality. Means requester get the platform, get the API, get the interface to request to that services, and technical perspective is what? Application that invokes or interact with the service. So technical perspective is commonly we can easily say application that invokes or interact with the service, or business perspective is what? That require the certain functionality. If requester is going to be interact or take the service from the provider, so as a business perspective it is a business that requires certain functionality. And service registry is what I already told, all the services going to be registered before they are hosted onto the web. So registry means registry of service descriptions, where service provider publish their service descriptions. So what kind of service the provider is going to be provide or over the web to the client, so those services have to be registered over the web firstly. Then they have got one recognized domain name, and with respect to that domain name the client can easily search the service, and that domain name can easily be visualized. So this is the basic way how web services will work. And these are the basically features. What are the web services? If we are talking about what kind of service we can say that is a web service. So web services are application components. Application means like we install different apps in our mobile or in our system or PCs. So we can say web services are also one application component. And web services communicate using the open protocols. Open protocol means like I already told, web services or have used one language that is called XML language, or firstly we use the HTML language to design a web page. So web services communicate using the open protocol, that is open platform, open to all. Easily we can design our web services. And web services are self-contained and self-describing. Means already web services have all kind of description over the screen. If they are designing the interface, then it already depicts or show all kind of means it visualize, or it can have the self-contained message within the web page. And web services can be used by the other application very easily. We can access web services through the browser. It can be Mozilla, Google Chrome, or Internet Explorer. So any application can easily use it, and XML is the basis for the web service. As I already told, it is designed into XML. Full form is extensible markup language. So why we are using web service? That is the basic question that arises in our mind. So why we are using web service, that is very important. So basically first point is that interoperability has the highest priority. Interoperability, as I already told in the example, there are two business organization, and they are using different tools, and they want to share their data. So how can they compatible with each other? So interoperability is the issue where we require the web service, so that they can easily share their data with compatible mode, and applications can easily access the information and can use that information in their applications. So all the major platform could access the web using the web browser, as I already told, and different platforms could interact with each other. If one business organization is developing or using their application in Windows operating system, other organization is using on the Linux platform, so how they can share their application? So this is platform independent also. So nothing is it can also work on the different platforms. So for these platforms to work together, web applications were developed. And web applications are simple applications that run on the web. This is very simple application. So simply we can convert our application onto the web. We can easily convert our application into the XML based format, and those API can easily be hosted over the web and easily can be accessed. So basically these are built around the web browser standards, and can mostly be used by any browser at any platform. So this is the basic question basis for the using of web services. Next is web services take the web applications to the next level. As we can using web services, your application can publish its function and messages to the rest of the world easy manner. And web services using the XML to code and decode your data, and SOAP to transport its using open protocol. So as I already told, web services are use the open platform, open protocol. That open protocol is what? SOAP protocol. That is simple object access protocol. Actually this protocol is used for message sharing. If like we post our letter, with the help of the postman that letter goes to the destination. So like that, if over the web we are sharing our applications or data, then there is one protocol that is called as SOAP protocol, simple object access protocol, through which message can be easily passed, message can be easily shared. So web services have two types of uses. Two types of uses is there. Reusable application components. Ideally there will be only one type of each application component, and anyone can use their application. Fine. So basically two types of uses are there. First one is reusable application, for reusable application components and connect existing softwares. So we can say web services uses the reusable component, as we can easily provide the web services to multiple tenant. There are, as we know, over the cloud we can provide the services to multiple tenants, because if the resources get free from one user, that is assigned to other user, so they are always the reusable components. And connecting to the existing software means web services help to solve the interoperability problem by giving different applications a way to link their data. Fine. So that is a basis, because we have to there are different applications and we have to link those applications with the help of the web services. So using web services you can exchange data between different applications and different platforms. So this is the basic, different applications and different platform, for different platform it is very compatible. So the next is what is the basically within an organization and within the business partners, how web services are interact with each other. So there are some applications within an organization like legacy application, ERP application, fine, and those application are converted into the services, and here ERP applications converted into the services, and they have to share their message, they have to share their information with each other. So with the help of message they can easily share their application, they can easily share their information with the help of the SOAP protocol. And between the business partner we can see here, this is another example. Here we have suppliers, there is company and the customer. So as we know, supplier will supply the goods and services. Supplier has converted their application into the service, and companies applications are also converted into the service, so they can easily interact with each other. And here those goods and services the customer requests from the company, and company will provide the product or goods to the customer. So these all exchanges, these all information get easily exchanged with each other with the help of web services and with the help of message exchange protocol, that is SOAP protocol. So basically we can say what are the why we are using web services. First objective is interoperable, and web services are economical. There is no cost to access the web services, and these services are automatic. Fine. So no human intervention is necessary. Automatically, if you are typing the domain, if you are typing the website name, you can easily access the web services. They are easily accessible, access to legacy system or access to internal applications. they are always available because over the internet all the things are available by 24/7, and goals are to solve the integration problem and complete the automated infrastructure, for example e-commerce. So in any organization there are ERP system, or if we are talking about the e-commerce system, so they can completely automated infrastructure can be easily used with the help of web services. So in e-commerce there is a requirement of web services. Fine. So these are all the reasons so for using the web services. And now what is the basically characteristics of the web services? So what are the different characteristics? As we already seen ki web services are interoperable, automatic, accessible. So we can say ki web services semantically encapsulate the discrete functionality. First one is that discrete functionality means organizations have the different file formats, different kind of tools to design their applications, so they can work on the discrete platforms, work on the discrete softwares. So first is that, and web services share a contract. Share a contract means if different organizations are sharing their data or sharing their information, then there is one kind of contract, how much services, how much information get shared over the web, and what is the formal contract is established between the provider and the consumer, and that define the exact terms of information exchange between the service client and the service provider. So what kind of exchange can be done through this, and how much information gets shared over the web services. So it share a contract, and web services abstract the underlying programming logic. Underlying programming logic means the same, that it can work on the different application, different platform, or it can be work on the different applications. So a service exposes a certain functionality to a client. How that functionality is achieved? For example, which programming language is used or which database is used, and it remain invisible to the caller. So all the services basically going to be converted into the XML. So it is basically language independent or platform independent, abstract all kind of programming logic. And web services are loosely coupled software module. Loosely coupled means they are not tied up to any platform, they are not tied up to any tool. So service interface is defined in neutral manner basically, and independent of the underlying platform, independent of the OS, independent of the programming language. So due to their neutral interface, services are not hardwired, and a service may be easily exchanged by the another service. Fine. So this is a basic fundamental behind this, and web services are reusable. Easily they can be reused because there is nothing to be that is used and cannot be again we can share their data, or that is compatible always. So they can be reused by multiple applications. So and we can say web services can be dynamically found and included in the applications. Dynamically means they can provide the, they can exchange the data at runtime. Not, it is not static, it is always dynamic, and they provide the programmable access. Thus a web service may be embedded in a remotely located application. Fine. So over the internet, if those web services are deployed at any other location, so client and client is the on the other location, then they can the client can remotely access the applications over the web. And unlike the website, web services are not targeted at human users. Fine. So website is the thing where its range or domain is fixed, but on the web services it is not targeted at the human user, means that is not particularly for a particular human, and they are called by an exchange data with other softwares, modules and the application. Means now web services, any organization is going to be convert their applications or their data in over the web, and the client are going to request that service and can be release that service when there is no use of that resource. So it is not connected to any single human or single user. So web services are described in terms of standard description language, that is called as WSDL. WSDL means web service description language, and you can say web application description language. So this language, that is, we are talking about one common platform it provide, we are talking about it is platform independent. So there is one common language that is called WSDL, that describe the functional service characteristics. So functional requirement means requirement of functionality which must be provided, like functions, data and behavior. And non-functional requirement means key requirement to the circumstance under which the functionality may be provided. Which kind of functionality is non-functional? Reliability and the performance. Means if any sensitive or confidential information is shared over the web through any business organization, then it should be reliable. It should be kept reliable. If they are exchanging their data over the web, then the reliability is a major issue. So it should be reliable, and their performance should be good. So web services are distributed over the internet. So web services make use of existing ubiquitous transport internet protocols like HTTP. Basically, if we have designed the web service into XML platform, but how they will be posted on the internet, how they will be published on the internet. So there is one protocol that is called HTTP, means hypertext transfer protocol. Like if we have want to send one letter to other location, then the postman have to travel. There is a mode of transport there, and have to travel through that transport and to go to the destination. Then this is the same like that. So those application or those web services have to be transported using the HTTP protocol, and by relying on the same well understood transport mechanism as web content, web services may leverage existing infrastructure. So obviously we can say, if my information, my data, or our applications are going to be published over the internet and they are going to be available all the time, then our any organization made their ads to promote their products, so it can be easily promoted over the web and can be reused anytime. Fine. Any application, multiple application can reuse the can use the services. So what is the basically coupling? There is a tight versus loose coupling in the service oriented architecture. So if we are talking about the service oriented computing, then there is a coupling. Coupling can be tight coupling or loose coupling. Means there are certain parameter on which we can say if we are converting our application into the web service, then how much they are coupled with the our system or the platform. So physical coupling means direct physical link required in tight coupling. Physical link means then when we want to access the web service, we have to connect our system to the internet, and the internet can be connected through the Wi-Fi, or internet can be connected through the LAN. So if we are talking about the tight coupling, like if we are using the Java platform, so direct physical link is required. Means if I am if in my system there is no Java and I want to run the Java program, then it is not possible. So we have to firstly install the Java and software, and we have to set the path over, then we can deploy the application and use the can give the result over the Java platform. But in case of service oriented computing, there is a physical intermediary. Means ki server is located at another location, and client is on the another location, and there is a intermediary, means there is a network channel between them. So there is no tight coupling, there is only loose coupling. And communication style, there is the synchronous style is there, and in case of service oriented computing, the style is asynchronous. Asynchronous means any packet can be there is no sequential kind of thing. Asynchronous means the communication can be messages can be transferred and can be received at any time. So next is interaction pattern. So interaction pattern means it uses the object oriented style navigation of complex object trees, but here in loose coupling it uses a data centric and self contained messages, because I already told ki web services are self contained or self describing. And control of process logic is that central control of process logic, and here distributed logic components, because over the web the information or data are going to be exchanged. So we can say the information is going to be distributed logic components. And underlying platforms, like it uses a common platform. Homogeneous means Java program if designed in any Java software, then it can only be run onto the Java platform. And here service oriented computing, any web services can be executed at any platform. So it have the heterogeneous kind of platform. And service discovery and binding, in which statically bounded service in Java platform and dynamically bound service in service oriented computing. Next is platform dependencies. It have the strong operating system and programming language dependency. As you know, Java platform, if we are designing our application into the window platform, then it can run only on the Windows. So it is a strong OS and programming language dependency. It has the operating system and programming language independent. So we can easily see ki coupling means degree of which software components depend upon each other. So we can easily find out what is the difference between application we are using in Java and applications which are deployed and which are using the service oriented architecture. So the basis of web services means ki XML plus HTTP. This is the basic XML plus HTTP, and HTTP protocol is used mostly used as a internet protocol, IP. As we know, every system has its unique IP address, and HTTP protocol is used like you use any web domain, website domain, then you enter the HTTP or HTTPS and www dot website name. So it mostly used as an internet protocol. And XML provides a language which can be used between the different platform. Extensible markup language used to design the web services, and they can be used between the different platform and different programming languages, and still express the complex messages and functions. So web service platform elements. So there are two elements. First one is SOAP, Simple Object Access Protocol, and second one is Web Services Description Language. So SOAP protocol, I will tell its architecture also. SOAP means Service Simple Object Access Protocol, and service interface is exposed through the WSDL documents, and message exchange using the SOAP protocol. So two things are there, WSDL documents and message exchange using the SOAP protocol. And client code may be generated from the WSDL description. Client code means ki what we are going to provide an interface to the client. So next is representational state transfer. First interface is type of web services. First is SOAP or WSDL based, and second is representational state transfer. So in this case, basically we use the direct URI, and their state is manipulated through the HTTP operations. URI means Uniform Resource Indicators, like for accessing any web page. If we are typing google.co.in, then we access that web page of Google front home page, and if we are searching any kind of thing, then it provides our the different links, and then we click on those links and go to the next domain. So if we directly know the URI, Uniform Resource Indicator, then we can directly access the website. We are not have to be firstly write the google.co.in and then goes to the link. We can directly access that web page through that link. That is called as URI, and easy way to communicate with the web services. And another example is also there if there are different pages associated with any web services. If there are 10 pages and we are accessing first page, then we click on the next, going to the second page, and I have to access to the fifth page. So rather I am going to the next by next page, I can directly go to the page number 5 by clicking on the that object. So it easily we can say representational state transfer means that it directly provide the state. It directly provide the state and we can directly interact with that page, not to be the we have not to be processed before the different web pages and then we will have to search for that page. So SOAP is what? SOAP stands for Simple Object Access Protocol. It is a communication protocol. I already told it is used for message exchange and it is used for communication between the applications. SOAP is a format for sending the messages. This is the basic behind this, and SOAP is designed to communicate via the internet. SOAP is a platform independent. Platform independent is already you know ki it can be implement on, it can message can be exchanged at any platform, and language independent is also there. SOAP is based on the XML. Basically over the web only one designing or one language you can say we have to use the XML plus HTTP. So SOAP is a simple and extensible. SOAP allows you to get around the firewall, means it also is secure and can be you can get around the firewall easily. SOAP will be developed as a W3C standard, means World Web Wide. So this is the basic. So WSDL is a XML based language, we know that, and for describing the web services and how to access them, so we can finalize what is WSDL. WSDL means web service language written in XML, and it is a XML document and used to describe the web services. It is also used to locate the web services. Describe or locate, because it is using the HTTP protocol, it is also going to be locate the internet IP of that system. And WSDL is not yet a W3C standard, but it is not included into the W3C standard, that is SOAP is included into W3C standard. So service oriented computing, we can easily say service oriented computing is abstract pattern that applies to a wide variety of web services. It is a loosely coupled architecture that designed to meet the business needs of organization, and we can say SOAP represent the business function as the shared reusable services, because the services can be easily shared with each other and can be easily reused by the different applications. And we can see here the architecture. Here we have the services and service requester is there and provider is there. So service requester firstly have to find the service and provider have to publish the service. So this is the basic. So first step is publish the service, second is it will find the service, and third is binding. Binding means provider and requester are going to be have to be accepted onto one contract and they can easily share their services. So this is the basis behind the service oriented architecture, and there are three things: publish, find and bind. I already told. So for publish, we can say service description need to be published such that service requester can find it. So firstly the provider have to publish its service so that requester can find it and it is accessible. So this is the basis behind publish. And find means service requester retrieves the service description directly or by querying a service registry. Means ki service if services are published over the internet and we are searching for any service, then when we can directly request to the that website or web page URL we can enter, or we can query, like I already told, we can query through the Google or any search engine, or we can directly go to that website. And binding means the service requester invokes or instantiate their interaction with the service. कि requester invoke or instantiate the request for the service by using the binding detail in the service description to locate, contact and invoke the service. Firstly ki locate means ki directly we have to enter the URL and contact to the server, and then invoke the service means easily we can access the service. So the characteristics of service oriented computing architecture is service components in SOA are service based on standard protocol. Service based ki which kind of resources or applications or data we are going to be provide to the client, and communication infrastructure is there, as by using SOAP protocol they can easily communicate, and independent of the underlying protocol layer, independent of platform, independent of language, they can share schema and contract, not class or database. Schema means ki design of data design, and contract means there is one kind of agreement between the provider and the requester, and it offers coarse grained business services as opposed to the fine grained software oriented function calls. So finally we can say ki these are the basic characteristics of service oriented computing. So thank you so much. This is the basis for the web services.